Afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well, having a good new year thus far. We're 4 days in already. Try not to focus too much on craziness that's out there in this country and many other countries, and just focus on God. And just, the more we get, it's one way darkness draws us away from God through the internet, through electronics, through the stuff that's going on out there. If it's making you crazy, or that's one thing when you ask for discernment of darkness. You can see what it is and how they are trying to manipulate you, control you, draw you away, lure you away from where you're supposed to be going, from the direction you're supposed to be facing. So take a break from it. Don't read it, listen to it before you go to sleep. Ruin your rest. Don't look at it every single day. Want to pop into it now and then. Keep up, okay? Because it pertains, could pertain to affect your life in this country, whatever country you're in. So, but don't dwell on it. Don't get drawn into it. You have to see it, have to listen to it. It can be very addictive, which is what darkness wants. So, I promise you keep yourself away from it as much as possible. Then you will feel a lot better. Not worry about it. Just focus on Him. He'll take care of you. He'll protect you. Everything will be fine. But those who be drawn away to it, that's their choice. Let them get involved in it and head down the wrong path. Take care of yourself right now and your loved ones. This is my message 1350 from January 2nd, 2021. This one's very cryptic. Parts of it's for me specifically, parts of it, they all are. Parts of it for those like me, parts of it for everybody. What's all for everybody? We're told to share everything that we're given, whether it's experience, whether it's the word. Everything learned comes from Him, not me. Psalm 109. Help them to know that it's You, Lord, not me. Because it's not me. None of this is me. I'm just a conduit. I'm just a servant. I'm a tool of His. In the deserts of earth, mankind to wander. Not necessarily meaning desert sand. Deserts. What's desert? A desolate place. In the desolation of the desolate places of earth, mankind to wander. Which is what the wandering of those taken out of Egypt had to go through. For the many failings over time he shall ponder. All the many failings over time he shall ponder. So it's saying this is what's part of what's coming. Those will be still left to wander after nations fall. In the future, we left to ponder as we wander in the desolate areas, the desolate earth, ponder the many failings of mankind throughout his time. Cataclysmic forces array underfoot. What are cataclysmic forces? Volcanic, Earth's crust, earthquakes, so on and so forth. They array underfoot. Array means they're lining up and positioning themselves under our feet. So cataclysmic events are going to be coming. What it's hinting at. That's my discernment of it. If you discern something else, that's fine. Pages, again, there's still a place to comment on here. I'm hoping soon this year to have, because Google's, they redid the blog site and actually deleted some old messages. So I'm not happy about that. I don't like how they changed it. So I may come up with, get a different blog page done, different site, and with a link to the old messages. So hopefully that'll be coming. Or still maybe a podcast. I was just about to do a podcast some time ago, but it's beyond my forte, so I need help with that. Cataclysmic forces array underfoot, pages upon pages torn from the book. So meaning I'm getting the pages things. There's a lot left out of the book, which is the Bible that we read. We know it's, as I said, it's not what originally the word that was given to be shared. Mankind has twisted it, manipulated it, edited it, mistranslated it, intentionally, unintentionally. It's all via darkness, without realizing it, not realizing it. That's why you have that discernment when you read. Many things were left out that was supposed to be shared. Perplexed and dismayed by all that befalls, borders crumble to dust, no more walls. So mankind will be perplexed and dismayed, and we are now, many people, by all that befalls and all that's going on, troubled by it. Borders crumble to dust, no more walls, referencing all nations will fall. Youthful vigor falls by the wayside. All that energy and that positive things, the outlook for the future, what lay ahead, and striving to make everything better. That vigor will fall by the wayside. People are dragged down by all that occurring and will occur. All is lost, no place for to hide. Again, this is referencing future things, what's coming down the road. All will be lost, there'll be no place to hide. What are you going to hide? God's creation. You can't hide from God. What's he going to bring on us? You can't stop it. Delve thee deep into thy soul. So look within yourself, deep within yourself. And you'll find that there's nothing to fill this empty hole. So many people out there look happy. They're going about their business. They may have a smile, but they're empty inside. All these rich and famous, all these powerful, all these ones that think they have everything and constantly striving for more. But it's an empty hole. It's never satisfied. They're just empty inside. Joy unfolds to precious few. Look to the heavens, faith to renew. So it's precious few that look, actually focus on God, look to the heavens, and their faith gets renewed. Because they are looking to God for help, for guidance, direction, as you should do. Bite at your heels, demons and hunger. Never satiated, seeking to plunder. So demons, darkness is constantly biting at our heels, trying to draw us away. They're never satisfied, and they seek to plunder. You see that in a lot of people in the world now, in history. Never satisfied, never satiated. They're telling us, look in their eyes, upon human face. Take note how they look or seem out of place. Am I able to do that? Because I'm always asking for discernment of darkness. Discernment of God. Discernment of darkness. To see the lies, deceit, physical, spiritual form, the manipulations. I see it all the time. Especially people close to you. As you're growing in light, trying to increase in God's grace. Follow him. Darkness is going to attack you more. They'll attack you spiritually. They'll attack you like poison. Think of like poison darts and arrows hitting you, because they know how to poison them, how to bait them, how to lure you away, how to get at you to those you love that are close to you. And I see this like if I'm focused on doing something for the Lord, and somebody that I talk to all the time or I love close to me tries to get to me, tries to distract me, I know they're being manipulated by darkness. So the weaker the faith, the easier it is for darkness to manipulate them. That's why it's so important to have that discernment and have that faith in God. And you ask for that discernment of God, so you know what is of him and what is not coming from him. Discernment of his will, what it is he wants. Discernment of his word, his truth, his wisdom, his knowledge. See things from his perspective and tell what is his word, what is not. That's so important to ask for that every day. I promise you, you cannot make this journey alone. We were never designed to make this journey alone. So look in their eyes upon human face. Take note how they look, seem out of place. What you see is not always what is. That's in person and events. What you see is not always what is, and in God's word written in the pages. Those of light know who are his. And this is taken two ways. Those of light know who are capital H, his, God. Those of light know who are of God. Those of light know who are his, small h, his, the devil. And they know who is darkness. And because you've grown God's light and you have more angels, angelic, and spiritual help, they help to make you aware of they help you with that discernment. And God gave us a gift, that intuition that we all have is a spiritual gift to help in that discernment. Trust in it and heed it. Those are the light. What you see is not always what it is. Those are the light know who are his, not to be fooled by words of forked tongue, serpent tongue. Lies are lies, either spoken or sung. You know, these nice words being spoken in the church or not, on TV, wherever, or sung to you, hymns. Remember, a hymnful refrain. I was told this some time ago. Refrains, people mass in the church, and they're singing this particular hymn. There's a refrain. Everybody's continually repeating the refrain throughout the song. That's summoning the devil. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I was told. You believe that or not, it's entirely up to you. Just keep it in the back of your mind, and you decide. You know, all this stuff, God never forces you. I'm not going to force you. Say you have to do this, I have to do that. I'm not forcing you. I'm saying you have to do it or else. Well, in a way, yes, you have to do it or else. You're not going to in a good place. But I'm not going to say you have to do this because I say so. No, it's your choice. Everything's all free will choice. I'm just here to share what I learned, what is given for me to share. What we learn, that's our purpose, the common purpose for everybody in this world, is to grow in his light, learn about him, and to share and help others along the way. We can't force them. We can't let them hold us back either. We gotta continue forward. The devil will use those weak in faith or those no faith to try to hold you back. So those of light know who are his, not to be fooled by words of forked tongue, lies or lies, either spoken or sung. Precursors to faith, guide and defend. So precursors to faith. Precursors to faith was given part of why mankind was created. Remember God said that Michael created them to test their faith, and made them perfect, to test their love. So those are precursors to that faith, that creation of man, all heavenly beings, angelic, and us who are sent here to serve him through time, guide and defend. But there's spirits and angels out there to help you. Precursors to faith, guide and defend from the beginning time of man's creation until the end. Some are friend, some unknown in spiritual nature. Believe in all that you are shown. The more you believe what they show you, the more your faith grows. And it gets easier. Thy paths do cross. Believe in all that you are shown. Thy paths do cross by God's own hand. Be thee at home or across the land. So when I'm at home or traveling across the land, my paths cross souls and people. I've crossed it as I travel and I continue to do so. They seek the solace of peaceful kind. See with eyes/heart that are not blind. So for years, people have crossed my path. Just be for one brief instant to hear something I was supposed to say, a total stranger, and then go a separate way. Or it's for a longer period of time. I always sent people across my path, spirits and people. They cross by God's own hand. So when you give your life to God, you control of your life, your path to Him, the path He wants you on. Amazing things like that will happen. People will come into your life for an instant or for a long period of time, and they go away. Well, I used to use this analogy of like this big, huge bowl of spaghetti. See, all the noodles are twist and turn. Some never touch, some touch multiple times, crisscross. Some go stuck together for a period of time and separate, or come together after a period of time, stuck together. Each of those noodles is the human being's path. So enjoy it, be thankful for it for as long as it is. They seek the solace from me and those like me of peaceful kind. And it's also not telling you to seek the solace, the comfort of peaceful kind, not those out there in the streets causing trouble, seeking to cause trouble. Stay away from them. Seek the solace and the comfort of those who are peaceful kind, those who are God, the Spirit, and those physical beings that are peaceful. Seek with eyes or heart that are not blind. So don't be blind. But open up your heart. Your mind will follow. Your eyes and ears will follow suit to seeing what is good and what is bad. And trust in that. So eyes and heart that are not blind by the things of this world, of life. For what is known is not what is said. For what is known is not what is said. So all things we've known, since when I first started this, it says you must unlearn all that you've learned so you can begin to learn what you need to learn. So basically, you say, Lord, help me get back on path, lead me and guide me, help me grow in the light. You have to let go of everything. And let Him, like Jesus did when He came here, wipe the slate clean of sin, wipe the slate clean in falsehood and lies, and begin to learn the truth, what you're supposed to learn. So you gotta be able to do that. Like you're starting, don't be proud. Just humble me, Lord. Knock me down, bring me down, start me all over again on the right path, bring me back on the path where the point where I deviated. Or He may bring me on the path further, a little bit further ahead, take into consideration some of the things you have learned incorrectly, but to correct them. So you don't necessarily have to go back to where you deviated. So it's all an individual thing. But trust in Him in that. Words of man are evil and dead. That you can trust in. The words of man are evil and dead. By the graces of God's eternal bond flows the light of heaven. Be thee fond. Be fond of it. Love it. Be thankful for it. Embrace it. Ask for it. By the graces of God's eternal bond with us, the court of light flows that light of heaven. Be fond of it. Be welcoming of it. Love it. Embrace it. Makers of things earthly in nature crumble to dust, much lower stature. So all the things that mankind makes will crumble to dust, and those who make them will crumble to dust. Those who make idols of them and idolize them themselves will crumble to dust, dust to dust. What you proclaim shall be brought low. What you proclaim is great, whether it's a leader of a country or a church or an organization or self, shall be brought low. But they're saying those who exalt themselves shall be humbled. In the end, you'll have nothing to show. You have nothing to show. When you get to the end, no matter what you claim, attained, what you've hoarded, collected, it's all gone. You leave this world, it doesn't go with you. You have nothing to show. Have been so focused on that stuff yourself, and the Lord was like, okay, what do you got to show for your life? Well, I've got all this, look, big buildings and buildings named after me, all this company, all this wealth. Yeah, that's mine. It all belongs to Him. What do you have to show for it? They'll be totally lost. They wasted their life. Before the advent, beginning of technology's pace, more of mankind knew their place. So there were more that knew their place in the world, put God first, and worship God. Now this is interesting. Dire refrain comes so soon. What's a refrain? The reiteration, like in a song, it's so many words, and then there's the refrain, which is the part that repeats. Then there's more words and the part that repeats. So refrain is something that reoccurs. A dire refrain. Sometimes it's exactly the same, sometimes it's a little bit different. Usually it's the same. So dire refrain comes so soon, look to the skies of next red moon, which is, again, one of the celestial things or markers. Next red moon is scheduled to be May 26th of this year. So a dire refrain, so something repeat itself. Maybe another pandemic, another plague. I already know another plague that comes. The Lord said back in the summer, He's going to reacquaint us with a plague from the past. So it might be what it's referencing, it might be something else entirely. But something's going to reoccur. Maybe it's a mutation of the present COVID. That's going to be more severe. I don't know. Something else. Could be a war. War is a refrain, certainly. You know, but around then, the next horseman is going to manifest in this physical world, influence this physical world. And the plague and death already manifested after death arrived at the end of last year, manifested in the world of COVID. So it leads conquest and war. So usually there's war before conquest, but not necessarily one before the other. So it's going to be one of those, most likely. It goes on to say, septum domino, fades from view. Again, Latin that had to translate, which translates into the barrier of the Lord, the barrier to the Lord, which most likely means the veil of Ruth, this barrier that separates us from spiritual. Septum domino fades from view. Bearers of justice to do what they do, bearers of justice of heaven, of God, will do what they're sent here to do. So something's going to happen after this blood red moon. In the end, thy friends shall pass into the light as they amass. So now I think it's referencing, speaking specifically to me. In the end, those like me, in the end, thy friends shall pass into the light as they amass. At the gate, their place to choose. Love the Lord, or thus refuse. So I'm getting from that is that, and I pray for my friends, my loved ones. I'm sure others around the world, servants of God, have done the same, true servants. In the end, they shall pass into the light, directly the light, bypassing judgment line, as they amass at the gate. As they do so, their place, because of who I am, because he said this, for my loved ones will be okay, that our loved ones, because of what we do, bypass that and they'll amass at the gate to heaven, where still will be their place to choose. Love the Lord, but thus refuse. Personal choice before the gate. Gift unto thee to whom predate. So because who we are, who I am, who's like me, serving the Lord throughout time, serving the Lord, what it is He wants us to do. A gift for that, to us for that, is that our loved ones will pass into the light, straight to the gate. They'll still have to go through the decontamination, the cleansing period, and have to still make that choice. So nobody goes automatically into the light. You still have to do certain things and make that final choice. Love the Lord, or thus refuse. I hope that they all love the Lord. It's a personal choice before the gate, gift unto us, to whom predate mankind. Servants of God from the start are these who predate. Servants of God from the start, for doing all given as 'twas your part. That's why we got the gift. We've always done what we were told to do. Peaceful soliloquy granted to thee, to me, to each of us that have served him so long. A peaceful soliloquy granted to thee, leave behind the one, become the we. So peaceful soliloquy. Soliloquy is aside this statement, this conversation. Well, it's not even a conversation, it's one way, but it's a peaceful soliloquy given to us, hearing the word of God directly, the voice of the Lord. But we will need to leave behind the one, the self, become part of the we. Constantly, all that is God is. To rejoin with Him, which is what He wants all of us to do. Remember, your soul is like a piece of Him, a cell of Him. So leave behind the one, become the we, of the light from whence departed. God gave us a piece of Him. We must come back to Him. Sharing all the word to thee imparted. So since we departed, we're sharing the word. It was given to us. We impart to mankind. But again, what they do with it, what they believe it or don't believe it, we have no control over. Gracious divinity you have shown, throughout all heaven you are known. So me and those who have served Him like me are gracious divinity. God's grace we have shown, and we're well known throughout all of heaven. Of course, darkness knows us too. They whom loved, they whom lost, know thee paid so dear a cost. For those in heaven whom we loved, those whom we lost, they know that we paid a dear, very high price for all this long journey. The pain of suffering denied thee much. So the pain of suffering in this physical world denied us much. We sacrificed much for doing this for Him. From which received thy Lord's touch. And specifically, He touched me a few years ago in Texas. Touched me. Took me through all space and time in a matter of seconds. Lifted me off the bed. So it was wonderful. He's done so much for me for all I do for Him, and He will do just as much for you. Will you do what it is He wants you to do? What it is specifically for each person, I can't tell you. You have to ask. Whenever if I'm given anything for them to do, something to do, I pass it on. If they do it right away or not, I don't know. But if you're given something, directly or indirectly, through me or somebody else, you need to do it then and there. Do not delay. Peace is granted. All thee ask. Complete thee well every task. So, this Lord's peace, and all that I ask for, is granted me. I've done a good job completing every task. All these other extra credit tasks He's being given me. By the gates of soulful passing, which is the gathering place, which I am the gateway, those like me. By our gates, the gates of soulful passing, many more are now massing. So I've sent all these groups, many more are massing again. Seeking solace to their souls, unrest has plagued canopic bowls. So they're seeking peace, comfort to their souls from wandering for so long. This unrest they've had has plagued them, plagued the canopic bowls, their bodies, their existence. Seers of things or man's times answer the call of heaven's chimes. For those who have seen, the spiritual beings, seen things over man's times, and those who have traveled over man's times, like myself, we answer the call, they answer the call of heaven's chimes. It's calling all God's forces from heaven into this world. Seek instruction, you shall give. Tell me to seek instruction, and I shall give what I learned, share what I learned. Not of death, but eternally live. Instruction, all I give, share, it's not about death, it's about eternally living. Passing from this world is not the end. Death doesn't exist. What did Jesus say? Those who believe in me shall never die. Those that were dead already. At the time He said that, yet shall they live. They've been awoken. It's happened years back. But they've been taken up. So believe. Your body comes to it. Even your body doesn't come to it. Your body just transforms back, breaks down back into what it was formed from the dust, back into the earth. Your soul, will never die if you just believe. And death means an end. You don't believe, you don't want to go to the light. It's still not the end, but it's the end of this life, end of your joy, because it's going to be eternal suffering. Why would you want that? Trust me, you don't want that. Now, this is for me, and for each person too, I guess. Break the mold you put self in. That's for everybody. Break the mold you put yourself in. In other words, unlearn all you've learned again, so you can begin to learn what you need to learn. So ask him to help you break that mold, to change who you were, become, start again on the right path, learning the truth about God, of the Word, to break the mold you put yourself in, and then many more souls you shall win. I shall win. So I have to break the mold. I have to become not what I am now, which is within Tim, and then many more souls I shall win. I said, Lord, okay, break this mold. I'm going to ask him for that. Say, can you break this mold? Whatever this mold is, whatever is preventing me from saving more souls, break it, shatter it, remove it, so I can't save more souls, which is why I'm here. Freedom rests in sweet release. Release the mold, release the burdens within you. Freedom rests in that sweet release. All thy numbness then shall cease. Speaking to Tim, this body, this physical being that I cohabitate with. All thy numbness, and then your numbness too, but you can do this, all thy numbness then shall cease. And you can begin to feel God. Beacon of light, beacon of hope, which I've been and asked to be, helping all who gather who are lost to cope. So they come unto me. Save thy strength for what lie ahead. Discernment comes to word as read. So save thy strength for what lie ahead. In other words, tell me to rest up, be patient. Discernment, understanding, comes to the words as they are read. Now this part I'm not sure who they're referencing here. She of gateway waits for thee. Face once known, again shall see. So it's somebody from a previous life, somebody I've sent to life, somebody who's been helping me ascend, John Marie, Bahina, somebody else, Queen Mother Mary. I'm not sure who they're mentioning here. She of gateway waits for thee. Face once known, again shall see. So she's waiting at the end of the gate, the tunnel of my gateway. Target thy sight upon the deed. Hunger inside we shall feed. So target my sight, focus upon the deed, task before me, and the hunger inside for him, more of him, they shall feed. They shall feed the hunger, learning about him and growing him. As I focus more on the deed. Thirst too, they say Jesus. Come to me, all who hunger and thirst, and you shall be satisfied. That's what it's referencing. Hunger inside we shall feed. I target my sight upon the deed, focused on him and what he needs me to do. And that's for each of you as well. You focus on what it is. Ask each day, each morning, Lord, thank you, I love you. What can I do for you? Thank you for everything. What can I do for you today? And you focus and target thy sight upon that deed, what he wants you to do for it. Then that hunger inside shall be fed. The thirst too we shall sate once you come upon the date. This part specifically for me, thirst too we shall sate once you come upon the date. And that might be your date of your passing, date of my passing. Be thee ready upon the day, follow all the words we say. So, tell me to be ready. When I hear those words, follow them, heed them. Buyers of trinkets, fall aside. Buyers of these trinkets, these idols, and the things of this world. False belief. Talk about those religious icons, iconography. Those that buy these trinkets. They fall aside, fall by the wayside. The false belief. We can't abide. God can't abide by it. Remember this one, Jesus said to this one African girl, a couple years back, I guess it was, where Jesus spoke to her. He said, told her some things to share with the world, and references the church, and she asked which church. She said all the churches that are insincere in their faith, truth. We believe it or not. Not that necessarily that everybody in those churches is insincere, but in mass, in general, all the churches, large majority of people are insincere in their faith. Just help, Lord, for you to be true in faith. He asks for help with all this stuff. False belief we can't abide. Do unto others as we do unto thee. Then the blind begin to see. So share what is given from God. Share it. Help others to see. Plot thy course, for he of horse arrives so soon. Post aforementioned moon. Blood red moon, May 26th. The next horseman after that will manifest in this world. Again, it's either conquest or war, so we'll see. We'll know when we know. Souls to save, come thee hence. All been said to then make sense. So souls to save come upon me hence after that. All that's been said to then will make sense. Some of these things, those last few messages, didn't totally understand. They will all make sense then. So patience, friend. Gotta be patient. All I've done, all they've done, leads the way, more souls be won. So everything has a piece, a step-by-step process. Each thing I do for him, you will do for him if you ask to do things for him. You'll learn and grow in strength, and in light, in faith, in grace, and in preparation to help you do the next thing. That's all in learning and experiencing and growing as light. The more you believe, the more you do, the more you accept, the more you're given the next level, just like school. So I hope that gave some meaning. Sorry I went so long. As always important messages. Stay safe, even after all this vaccine and things out of the way, still but be safe, focus on him, and continue to care for others and take care of yourself. Peace of Christ, God bless.